Hi there, everyone, and welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Sara Newman, and I'm so happy you're joining me for this episode of Saturday with Sara. Today we're going to be crafting with two of my favorite things, coffee and chocolate. This fun collection from our friends at Stamperia includes coffee and chocolate themed patterned papers, rub-ons, and die-cut chipboard. So let's take a look. We can start with our paper packs. I'll move aside the die cuts for now and we can look at our papers here. So you've got two different collections. You've got one that is pattern papers as well as cutouts, and then you have another one which is all backgrounds. Now these are both measuring 8 by 8 inches and you've got 10 sheets in each of these collections. So let's look first at our scrapbooking pad, which includes the cutouts as well as pattern paper designs here. So you can see, true to Stamperia style, you're going to have beautiful kind of faux texture designs. You'll also have some of these cutouts that are patterned on one side, and then on the other side you've got some more room for personalization. Beautiful maps in here. They just do such a great job of creating pieces that go together beautifully. There's our chocolate. Might be making you hungry at this point. Really fun pattern designs here, and then here are some more of the cutouts on the inside back cover. So that's the first paper collection. Then the backgrounds, just what it says, background papers. No cutouts in this one, but of course you've got them in the other set, and you've also got some other embellishments there too. So some of our coffee rings, some really beautiful faux wood. Here's some more of that delicious chocolate, coffee vintage labels, coffee beans, coffee bag, and just really beautiful designs. Absolutely gorgeous. And of course, they can be used separately, and you can also work with them together. So those are our paper packs. Then there are also 3 sets of rub-ons. Now, each of the rub-on sets will include a variety of elements here. So you can see some borders, some smaller elements, some really nice focal pieces. So the 3 are coffee and chocolate, elements, and sweetie. Now, these are really easy to apply, and of course, I will demonstrate the rub-on technique for you. So last but not least, going back to our set of chipboard elements, I've put them onto background sheets just so you can see the designs a little bit better. There are 53 altogether, and again, a nice variety of sizes on here, from large focal elements to smaller accent pieces. Here are some really sweet elements. I love the spoon with the coffee, the old-fashioned coffee grinder. So much in here that you can use to create some really fun projects. So, of course, all of the elements are designed to coordinate perfectly, making it so easy to create beautiful cards and other paper crafts with a really fun theme. I think you can see how many possibilities there are with this collection today, and I can't wait to explore it with you. I'm so glad you're here today. Come play with us. Let's start with some chocolate. I always think that makes for a good beginning. For this simple card, I've combined a couple of the pattern papers, including this really yummy chocolate design. I've also got some rub-ons here, as well as some of the chipboard elements. And I've created a focal using the scallop nested circle dies from hot off the press. Now there's something else going on with this card design, and this is a fun and easy way to use border accents, especially rub-on borders. And that's to place the border on the inside of the card and then cut away a portion of the card front so the border is visible when the card is open and when it's closed. Now in this case, I've cut away not quite an inch to accommodate for that border, and then I've covered the rest of the card front with this pattern paper, and I'm taking advantage of not only the main portion of the paper but also this border down here, which is printed on the sheet. And then I've just positioned the word chocolate down at the bottom right corner, and I can design around that. It makes it really easy to create a card. So I've got my border going on down at the bottom. Now this is an entire border, which you can use as it comes, as I've done here. But don't forget, you can also create just a portion of the border or even use just a single element from the border too. That's completely up to you. And they're so easy to apply. So let's take a look here. I've got just a plain piece of smooth white cardstock. And I've trimmed out a couple of the rub-ons. Now, again, you could apply all of these together, which is what I'm going to do, or you could do just two or just one. When I trim this out from the main sheet that the rub-ons come on, I'm keeping both layers of this together. So there's the rub-on portion, and then you can see this white liner down here. And you just want to keep those two together until you figure out where you want to place your image. And you want to make sure not to handle the back of that because it can stick to your fingers. Okay, so I'm just going to position this down here, smooth it down. I'm going to leave a little corner, kind of like a handle that's sort of folded up, and I'll just smooth this with my finger. I'm going to use a bone folder and just simply burnish the design in place. So I'm using the angle of my bone folder to come along here and just simply burnish this design in place. And then what I'll do is just gently and slowly pull this up. I'm going to go about halfway and then come around here just to make sure that everything has been transferred. And it looks like I've done a pretty good job here. They make it easy. And then there we go. So I've got my trio of really yummy looking little cupcakes all transferred on here. Looks beautiful. Super easy to do. So coming back to our card and the focal here. Now the cake is one of the die cuts, and I've placed it on a layered scallop circle piece. This is using hot off the presses 12 circle and scallop dies. I've inked around the edge with Velvet Fawn ink, and this is from Hunky Dory. I love these little ink pads, and that's going to add some color and some depth and dimension on here and really help to separate those elements of pattern paper. Creates a bit of a border. Now I've inked around the smooth edge of this circle and also the scalloped edge. Now what I like about these little ink pads, because they're pretty small, this is about 1.5 inches square, and the ink pad is raised up off of that plastic base, it makes it a lot easier to get into the detail areas of the scallop design. So you can kind of come in here using just the angle of that ink pad so that you can really get into the detail. Let me show you up against this white piece so I think you can see that definition around the outside edge. So the little Hunky Dory ink pads are great for that, and I really appreciate having a smaller ink pad, not only great for storage, but also for getting into those little detail areas. Then for my card inside, I have a simple border of pattern paper, plus another rub-on that says, "You are the chocolate in my life," and another nested circle here. I've got another card to show you. Now this one is perfect for the coffee drinker on your birthday card list. I've got quite a few on mine. And this is another fun way to put those papers and die cuts and rub-ons together. So first I used an extra snippet of a wood panel paper along the fold of the card and then added this flourish paper on top. I've also got some inking along the edges using that Velvet Fawn. Now the coffee bean border is a rub-on, and I think it looks really fun placed onto the pattern paper. Then I made a scalloped rectangle with inked edges, same as I did with the circles, and I've got this with 2 different pattern papers. Then I've got a collage element going on here. I've got one of the cutouts from the paper pack, plus these die cut chipboard pieces, and they're all layered up on some foam tape. So they've got some nice stability in here. They're a nice sturdy chipboard, but I don't want the edges to sort of sag off. So I've got lots of foam tape propping everything up underneath here. And then I've got a Celebrate Dazzle down here, one of the script dazzles, just going across the bottom. For the card inside, I have a couple of rub-ons. I've got the label I've got this really fun foliage piece, and then I've got the dazzle overlapping the rub-on and 3 little cups from a border down below. The first thing I thought when I saw this coffee and chocolate collection is that it would be perfect for presenting a gift card for a favorite coffee shop. So that's how I've designed this card. And on the front, I've got a little mini gift card holder, which opens like this and is just perfect for tucking in a standard sized gift card. So this is made with a die, and you've probably seen me use this die before. It's one of my favorites. Inside here, you've got 2 different shapes. This is the one that I've used today. So let me show you this. This is the die itself, and you'll notice that you've got not only the cut lines around the outside edge, you've also got the score lines. So when I die cut my piece, it's going to look like this, and I can start by folding in those side flaps and just give a bit of a score with my bone folder, and then folding up the bottom flap here. And then what I usually do is use a little bit of double-sided tape here just to secure that down in place. And then the top flap will come, and there's a little slit in here that will just tuck right into. And then you've got your little mini envelope. Perfect for just handing over, or of course you can put it on the front of a card like I've done here. Now I have to say, Paulette told me yesterday this die is in extremely limited stock. So if you've watched me make mini envelopes before, thought you might like the die, now is the time to grab it. Okay, so back to our card here. I've got a combination of pattern papers. I've got this jute pattern paper here, and then I've got the coffee paper overlapping slightly. I've done a lot of inking around the outside edges here just to emphasize the difference between those 2 designs. I have my envelope glued down on the front, and then some of the die-cut chipboard pieces overlapping. I have a Dazzle sentiment on here. This is from the Birthday Dazzle sticker set, so a really fun addition here on the card. It's got a little bit of shine there too. And then for the card inside, I've got some more pattern paper, a cutout from the paper pack with a rub-on applied right on here, and then a die-cut chipboard piece, as well as the Let's Eat Cake. Now this is also from the same Birthday Dazzle sticker set. You can see what's left of mine here. I wanted to share a little trick with you because sometimes with these larger, more intricate dazzles, they can be a little tricky to line up. So this is what I usually do. This is my cheat. I'll figure out the ones I want, and then I will put them just halfway onto a ruler. And when I make sure that they're straight, then I can place this down and tack the stickered portion down and then sort of roll off the ruler. It can be a little bit fiddly, but it's a great way to make sure that everything is lined up evenly and the way you want it to go. So you're not trying to put down and then possibly reposition some of those really beautiful, intricate Dazzle stickers. So here's a fun way to combine not only your pattern papers, your rub-ons, and some of your embellishments, but also to create a card that is also a gift. Our final design is a mini folder project with a special little gift tucked inside. Of course, it's going to be a little piece of chocolate. This is a really fun project to put together. So let me show you how I've done this. I'm starting with a die. Now this is the mini folder cutting die set. Here you've got 3 pieces inside. You've got your base piece. You've also got your 2 side pockets that go inside. And you'll notice on here that unfolded, it's coming to 8 inches, which is a perfect coincidence with our pattern papers today because they measure 8 inches. So all I've done is simply positioned this down, placed it down with some low tack tape, and then ran it through my die cutting machine. And that's going to give me not only the nice outside edges, but also the score line in the center. So then I've got a piece that I've done just using plain white cardstock. I've got something that looks like this. So I'm ready to go. And then what I'll do is die cut the 2 inside pocket shapes, and they're going to be like this. Also just folding up those side flaps and then securing them down on the inside of the mini folder. So position this one down and this one like so. Now you can also decide to have them go the tall way if you want to. So those will go on the opposite side. So just however you decide to design your mini folder, it can go both ways. So there's a little bit of flexibility there. Okay, let me bring back in my project and we can take another look here. Now the front has a layer of this pattern paper that's going along the center. I've inked around the outside edges, and I've got another nested scallop circle to create a spotlight effect for the die cut pieces. And then this is one of the paper cutouts from the paper pack. Then on the inside, I have 2 tags which go inside the pockets. Now, because I knew my chocolate piece was going to be a little bit bumpy, I attached the pockets with foam tape, which allows some more space in there so that I've got some room to accommodate that. Now, the tags are cut from the Tag in a Bag die cutting set. So I'm just using the tag shape in this case, and they just fit perfectly right inside. So I've got one tag that has the happy birthday message on here with the Dazzle chipboard and then one of the cutouts. And then on the other side, I have a little piece of chocolate that I've wrapped and secured onto the tag itself. So let's take a look at this. You can see that makes a pretty nice gift. I'm going to move this out of the way just for a second and we can take a look at what I'm working with. So I have a little small piece of chocolate here, and I've just taken a piece of the pattern paper and cut it just as wide as the chocolate piece, excluding the end parts of the wrapper. I inked the outside edges there and then just wrapped it around the chocolate piece and secured it at the back. So very, very simple to do. And then I've used some baker's twine to tie around there and really add some texture and make it look like a gift. Now the baker's twine is perfect for this because it's lightweight, it's really flexible. Now what I do suggest, because baker's twine can unravel on the ends, take a little bit of white glue, maybe that cosmic shimmer glue, and just add a little bit to the ends, and that will prevent the baker's twine from unraveling. Okay, let me bring back in the project again and we can take another look at this. So again, over here I've got a Dazzle message. I've also got my cutout and my die cut chipboard piece here. Those just get tucked right inside. And then I have a really sweet little treat for someone special. All right, that is our final project of the day today. A big thank you to our friends at Stamperia for these really fun papers and embellishments. I had a great time playing with these. And a special thanks to you for joining me here today. We're really glad that you're here and we're happy you're a part of our Paper Wishes family. Do feel free to leave a comment. We love to hear what you think. Each item can be purchased separately and you can see them below. However, we've also bundled them into a creative money saver just for you. For the money saver, just see this webisode on paperwishes.com. And if you're watching us on YouTube, have a look in the description box below this video. You'll find a link that will take you to our Paper Wishes webisodes page and you can see everything I just mentioned. If you enjoyed our video today, we'd really appreciate a thumbs up. It helps people to find our channel. And don't forget to subscribe. We create 3 to 5 videos each week, so there's always something fun to inspire your creative spirit.